In today's world, where people want to leave villages and settle in cities, but there are some big cities in America where residents want to move out at any cost. So what is it like in these cities? Whoever does not want to stay here, in today's video we will answer all your questions. There are several factors to leave a city, include high cost of living, high crimes, and worst education system. Crazy house prices have upended the market in the last 2 years, triggering what the real estate brokerage firm Redfin labels unprecedented levels of relocation. Specifically, prospective home buyers seem to be leaving cities where prices are too high in favor of more affordable locales. So in today's video, we will show you 10 American cities that nobody want to live. But before starting the video, I want to request you, we put our best efforts to create our every single video. So please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's start. Number 10. Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta is the capital city of Georgia, with the current population of 490,270. Atlanta is currently declining at a rate of -0.63% annually, and its population has decreased by -1.86% since the most recent census, which recorded a population of 499,586 in 2020. Hotlanta, as people like to call it, is a very dangerous city in which to live. It's a beautiful southern city in which you will find plenty of southern hospitality, but you will also find a high crime rate and some serious drug issues. The city is in a place that allows for very easy access to drug transport around the southern portion of the United States, which is one of the reasons the area is so dangerous. It's something to consider, even if the cost of living here is relatively low. Number 9. Stockton, California. Multiple cities in Northern California ranked among the most dangerous for walking, according to a Smart Growth America report. Stockton, in particular, ranked among the most dangerous. The city is already known for its high crime rate, but when the city had to file for bankruptcy a few years ago, things just got that much worse. Without the funds to keep cops on the street, the violence and crime became much worse. The city is so poor that it can't afford much at all, and that's had a huge effect on the way that the city is run. It's one of the most miserable and most dangerous cities in the country, which is why you do not want to call Stockton home. Their average pedestrian death rate per 100,000 people per year was 3.35. They had a total of 126 pedestrian deaths between 2016 to 2020. Number 8. Memphis, Tennessee. It's one of the most famous places in the South, and people would love to live here. It's close enough to Nashville to be near the stars, but far enough away to be relatively comfortable. However, the crime rate here is very high. This is not a huge city in comparison with other cities in the country, but you wouldn't know it by looking at the crime rate and the number of violent crimes that are reported each year. In 2005, Memphis was ranked the 4th most dangerous city with a population of 500,000 or higher in the U.S. By 2006, Memphis held the top position of number of violent crimes in America. Recent statistics show a downward trend in crime in Memphis. With a population of 628,127, Memphis has an overall crime rate that is 237% higher than the national average. Number 7. Buffalo, New York. If anyone out there is surprised that Buffalo, and not New York City, came in as the most dangerous place in New York, just remember, we calculated the number of crimes per person in each place. New York City may have had a total of 194,355 crimes, but it also has more than 8 million residents. Buffalo, on the other hand, had 15,740 crimes in 2013 for its population of 258,789, giving it the 3rd most crimes per person. The good news is that Buffalo's murder rate is lower than it has been more than a decade, and that has to do with increased drug crackdowns. However, the bad news is that more than 30% of the people who live in this city live well below the poverty line. That's the reason most people's not want to live in this city. Number 6. Birmingham, Alabama. Birmingham has replaced Mobile as the second most dangerous city in the United States, according to a study released last month by data site MoneyGeek.com. The city's population peaked in 1960 at about 340,000. But the current population of this city is around 196,910. It might not seem like a very dangerous place to live. Alabama is known for being a very laid-back state in the South, so you might expect to see a lot of Southern cooking and people rocking in their chairs on the front porch, but it's got a very high crime rate. The poverty level here is more than 10% higher than it is in the entire state, and it has a lot to do with drugs. The drug trade here is big, and it causes the addition of a lot of drug-related violence, making it one of the worst places in which to live. Number 5. Chicago, Illinois. This one comes as a surprise to many people, but it seems that the Windy City doesn't have all that much to offer when it comes to happiness. The people who live here complain about long commutes and bad weather, angry commuters, and a generally unhappy existence. It's a beautiful city in which you can have a great deal of fun, but it appears that people are happier just visiting the city than actually calling it home. Chicago has struggled mightily to contain violence, but its reputation has probably also been shaped by portrayals in film and TV news coverage and political messaging. The current population of this city is around 2,608,425, and the city is declining its population from last some years. Number 4. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit is a city in which the crime rate is quite high. Additionally, the city has lost a lot of its appeal in recent years, becoming well known for its drug issues and violence. Many of the people who live here live in exceptional poverty and cannot seem to get by without resorting to a lifestyle that is just not what people want to live, and it's become a place in which people do not want to raise their families. In fact, many of the people who live here say they'd get out if they could. Detroit has a 2023 population of 621,193. It is also the county seat of Wayne County. Detroit is currently declining at a rate of -0.9% annually, and its population has decreased by -2.66% since the most recent census, which recorded a population of 638,176 in 2020. Number 3. Baltimore, Maryland. When a city is ranked in the top 15 as far as violent crimes in the entire country, you do not want to live here. A lovely city, Baltimore is beautiful, but it is crime-laden and dangerous. It's frequently ranked one of the most dangerous cities in which to live. The area has a high number of violent crimes as well as a high number of drug issues. The good news is that the violent crimes here do not include rape, but that's not enough to make you want to call this location home. Baltimore has been also named the worst city in Maryland to live in. Baltimore has a 2023 population of 563,455, and the declining their population from last census, with a rate of 3.37%. Number 2. Cleveland, Ohio. A city that was once vibrant, it's become something of a desolate location. The crime rate has risen dramatically, and the city has all but shut down in many places. When the recession hit, it hit this city quite hard, and it's been difficult on those who call it home. The biggest reason many people do not want to live here is the crime rate, which has a lot to do with drugs and other drug-related violence. There are 1,363 crimes for every 100,000 residents in the city, which is very high. The Ohio city on the Cuyahoga River has high unemployment, dismal weather, hefty taxes, corruption, and mediocre sports teams, there are more reasons. Number 1. Rockford, Illinois. This is ranked of the unhappiest cities in the country, and it's for many reasons. The economy here is unimpressive, the job rate is unimpressive, and the housing situation is unimpressive. The city has frequently been ranked as one that is on the decline, and many people who do live here are not doing well enough to be able to leave and move somewhere in which they might be able to start a more enjoyable, better life for themselves. Rockford has been ranked as the 16th worst place to live in the United States. The city of Rockford has an unemployment rate of 7.7%, the highest of any city in the state. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.